Bright and early good morning YouTube. It is 6:03 a.m. and sunrise was about an hour ago. Low tide is at 5 to 6, so the tide should be well and truly out, and I should see it slowly work its way in over the morning. The sky is absolutely beautiful this morning. There's not a breath of wind, not even these grass tops on the sand dunes are moving. I think, judging by the cars in the car park, there's going to be quite a few dog walkers. I thought maybe I'd got here early enough, but I think maybe not. And hopefully I'll still find a patch that is allowing for the birds, the shorebirds, to come in and out. Turnstones, oyster catchers, sandlings with a bit of luck. Whew. Right, that is way out there. And there is quite a few people scattered around. Okay, let's head down there at least. That sun is so warm already. I am sweating. But look, guys, as far as the eyes can see, and not even the grasses are moving. Beautiful. I didn't bring my binoculars today because last time I got them rather wet laying down on my front, but I do feel I could probably have done with them now actually, just for scouting along the beach. I mean, I've got, you know, my trusty sidekick, but binoculars are better, that's for sure, when scouting out an area. Well, I'm going to sit on the little ridge here for a sec. Well, currently there is just seagulls and some black-headeds and some common gull, and there's only 6 different dog walkers here this morning. I think as the next kind of hour or so proceeds, I think we will get a bit of a push on dog walkers walking their animals before going to work, etc. I'm hopeful. We've got some sand dunes behind and some nice grasses, so we might get a little bit of wildlife in there too. I'm going to sit here for a bit, have a small coffee and keep my eyes peeled. Part of me wish I'd brought my tripod as well, but I can't carry too much when I'm spending that time in the sand. It is quite beautiful here this morning, it really is. The gentleman out in the sea and waders fishing, and although the dogs are chasing the birds and nothing's in the area, the dogs are having such a great time. Used to bring our little border terrier here. She loved this beach. When it's low tide, it's a big expanse of sand, and it's, you know, it's all right on their paws. Obviously there are stones to be caught in your foot occasionally, but at the moment I can hear more bird noise coming from the sand dunes behind, the sound of little birdies. It's quite surprising the amount of people that are cutting up over there with their dogs also. Well, let's finish this and then have a wander along the beach. So do you see what I mean about, I doubt the microphone's even picking up a breath of wind. There is just nothing down here this morning. It's absolutely beautiful, and not for 1 second am I taking this for granted. I am fully aware that I have the chance and opportunity to come out at 5 in the morning, have half an hour's drive than a 25-minute walk to get to a very nice beach on the south coast of England. I keep hearing the oyster catchers and just not seeing them. That you can hear my squeaky crocs. Now I use this Canon R5 and the Sigma 150 to 600 Sports lens, and obviously the camera has an RF mount for the lens, and Sigma don't make the RF lens fitment yet for the Canon. But for the old Canon EF mount, which is what I've got, an adapter. Now in the adapter, you can pop in different filters, or some of the adapters you purchase, you can put in different filters. Now I carry a clear one, obviously just for, you know, I'm not needing any other kind of format. I carry a circular polarizer, which I would usually use for scenarios like this, where everything is just so very reflective. But on a day when it's this bright and I want to film non-slow motion, I want to do, you know, 30 frames a second, my shutter speed ends up as 60th of a second. So the only way to counteract that is with a variable ND filter, neutral density. But obviously I can only put one on at a time. So I very much struggle when filming that I don't want the reflections, but I also need the sky to not be blown out. And so what do you guys do? Let me know below. Right, well, other than some seagulls, nothing. Currently, not a sausage. Now, I can about to tell you what the time is. It is 8:06. So I've been here best part of an hour, just over an hour, I think. And I've wandered west along the beach, and I've seen a lot of dog walkers this morning. Every single one of them with happy dogs. It's been great, but I'd like to see some wildlife, you know. Seagulls, we've done plenty of seagulls, and I'm going to assume they are around, but maybe on the gravelly rock side, and I'm going to walk back that way. Unfortunately, the sun will be in my face, but I'm hoping that we'll find some turnstones or something. You know, ring plovers we've seen here before. And amongst this shale, very difficult to see. You've got to stop for a minute and then just scan for movement. And again, I should have brought my binoculars. I always do bring them down here, but I figured that I'd end up on the ground. And last time I did it, my binoculars got soaked in sand and water, salt water and sand. Not a good combo. I'm up by these trees, bushes. I'm gonna put the Merlin app on, see what birds it picks up, and finish off my coffee. And then I think I'm gonna head back the way I came, slowly work up near the shale, shingle, stony side. And strangely enough, I can't even see any seagulls at the moment. Well, I've had the Merlin app running for 10 minutes while I finished my coffee and had a very melted chocolate bar. And it's picked up the Eurasian skylark, common wood pigeon, Eurasian blackbird and a ringed plover. So that means they've got to be fairly close by. So I am going to head back the way I came, but keeping my eyes towards the stone, and still not even a seagull along this stretch of water. Maybe the seagulls head inland during the day. I'm about a mile and a bit from the seafront. We get a lot of seagulls in the park opposite. Okay, right, let's pack up and start heading backwards. Let's pack up and start heading back the way we came. I love the fact that you can always hear the skylarks, but very rarely do I get to photograph them because they're so small, and either they've got some serious altitude on them, in which case can't see them. Well, kind of, you often see them take off and land, but I've never managed to get, you know, a really nice image of it taking off or landing. Well, I'm going to keep stopping and looking for the ringed plover. I was sat just behind, just at the edge of this edge of greenery here on the rocks, and the Merlin app clearly picked up that they are here. So I'm hoping that if I keep walking slowly, stopping, scanning, that, you know, maybe we'll find them. Maybe it was to catchers or turnstones. They're the usual. And sanderlings, but I've not seen sanderlings here for a couple of trips. And I did also bring with me my tripod. I think is what's commonly called in their kind of DIY photography market. It's a frying pan turned into a ground pod. And if I get the chance to use it, I shall talk to you about it. There are previous videos on it. So I'm just watching a couple of seagulls having a bit of a scrap. Yeah, I do have a couple of videos where I have previously either been down the beach here or did a review on the tripod itself. All right, let's stop, wander, do a bit of scouting, see if we can find any of those little feathered friends. Well, we've got swifts. Swifts. I'll say it again, swifts. Swifts. I guess we've got fields behind there. I wasn't expecting that. Right, back to original plan. The stones. They're all just too goddamn quick. They're too swift for me. Well, I found the ringed plover and then I lost the ringed plover. I was virtually on top of the little bugger when I saw the movement. He was standing between a few rocks and I was trying to photograph the swifts, and 50 foot in front of me I suddenly saw movement. I really want to catch these, I'm going to say swifts, because that's what I think they are. So I'm going to spend a few minutes trying to maybe film, photograph them. They're quite active here. Right, now I've actually started to try and photograph and film them. They have vermoost. There we go. Let's crank up my shutter speed a bit. It's a clear day, sun's out. ISO shouldn't crank up too bad. 1600th of a second, and strangely enough ISO 1600 or 2000 depending on where I'm moving to. I can live with that. Now, just want the switch to come out. Come on, Swifty. Swifty.
God damn.
Well, of all the years I've been coming here, and I've always stuck right down to the beach, other than the sand dunes, which is obviously just up on the north here, I'd never actually realised that there's anything going on up here. Interesting. Well, that tide's come in a lot in the last hour or so. We are 2 hours after low tide. Now, I have found I came back down to the sand because I keep seeing this egret. The last 2 times I've got myself kind of all set up to film it and photograph and try and get on the ground, and they've been chased by the dogs. Now, I'm all for dogs having fun down here. I have enjoyed watching them play this morning, but owners seem to think that it's all fair game down here, and that's really pissing me off today. It's 3 times I've seen 3 different dogs chasing, so I'm flicking sand at my camera. So I'm hoping, I'm still trying to, hopefully I can get sun side of him. I don't really want him at the moment. The sun is in front of me and he's directly in the middle of the frame on the edge of the water, which you won't be able to see on the action camera, but see if I can get ahead of him. Well, I think I managed to rattle off a few shots before the dog started to come back over again. It's a bit of a sudden rush on there. Now there's 3 of them ahead of me here. We've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different dogs, because it's getting towards serious dog walking time down here. So I don't think I'm going to get side lighting or face lighting. It's all going to be kind of backlighting if I do manage to get any photos of them again. Let me just try here. Managed to reel off a couple of shots, but again the dogs are, make sure I left nothing behind. Again, the dogs are setting them off, which is a pain in the arse. Okay, I think I'm going to give up on that for a minute. I might just hang back and see if the dogs go past them. Maybe they'll take off and land back this way again. Now that all my gingangoolies are wet from that, laying on that wet sand. Luckily, I've brought a complete spare change of clothing with me when I get back to the van. Oh, right, let's just park up for a minute here and see if the dogs get past and bugger off. Well, we have got some lovely images here. I am very happy with these. The angle, the sand, this ground pod with my MVH 502 AH fluid head is exactly what I wanted it to be. In fact, I'm gonna do some filming at normal speed, so let me get the, there we go. Need to play around with the variable ND. See, I can make it dark, really bright, but if I can get it just right, which I think is about there, should have some lovely footage. And I'm going to change it over to slow motion, and with a bit of luck we'll get a nice bit of footage of it dipping to get the wildlife. What a beautiful spot to be filming. I've filmed the egrets a lot throughout the years. I guess they're very popular. We've got some beautiful side lighting coming from my left. We've got this sand that's in front of me because I am right down, and we've got the tide coming in. And now I'm very glad I brought a change of clothes with me. There is a couple of them. There's another one coming from that side, but he's a bit far away. And now the egret that's in front of me to the left, he's moved. Not too far away, but we've got too much light reflection on the sand, which I just don't like. Again, because we can't put the circular polarizer on because we've got the neutral density on there for filming. But I think there are going to be some absolutely beautiful images. Oh God, now where's he gone? We'll have a couple of vertical shots of him too. I think they will look lovely for Instagram. Some portrait images. Yep, and then a bit of portrait slow-mo as well. I quite like him lighting on his back, but I actually preferred his face being lit up when he was walking the other way. Now I'm just being fickle because any of these I'd be very pleased to show. Yeah, I've taken loads, absolutely loads. Oh, cormorant. That's another one for the list today. Very pleased. I need to get on my side so I can get my eye on it properly. I can find him again now. Where's he gone? There he is. This way I can get my eye to the eye cup. Right, and that concludes the filming of the egrets. There's a young lad swimming behind him, and I think that's what made him take off in the end. Right, okay, well, we got to use the tripod. I know it's quite small compared to what I think most people are using, but I like it because it's small enough to fit in my small rucksack and is big enough to just sit in the sand and be kind of shivelled around. Shivel, I'm not even sure that's a word, but shoved around. Right, let's pack this up and then try and get the sand off the camera. Well, sharks have been spotted off the south coast in recent weeks. I think there's more sightings every year over the last 10 years maybe. Now, even though I've got my camera, I don't think that being nearly knee deep in this slightly film covered water, I mean, it's certainly not Cornwall, but you know, I wouldn't swim in it. I wouldn't want to get any in my mouth, but I'm sure it's fine. If I grow any extra toes, I'll let you know. But I don't think being this high, I need to worry about being eaten by a shark here. Ooh. I don't know if you can see against the sun, but we got the egrets. I'm going to get out the water. See if I can film them. Dogs again. Same dogs as well. Problem is now they've flown so far down, you can hear the dogs in the background just chasing everything. Yeah, they've flown so far down. There's no point me turning around and heading back that way, because the dogs are always going to be ahead of me. So I'm going to head back the way I was going, and hopefully the dogs, I say not hopefully, but possibly the dogs will chase them back down this way again. It's not the dog's fault, it's the owners. Shitty dog owners. Got a few bit flying over. Might be some nice lighting. And I've taken quite a few pictures of the egrets today. I actually think today's been quite successful.
Now that's a silhouette.
Haven't seen the oyster catchers, but you know, common gull, black-headed gull. But we've had the ring plovers, we've had the egrets, we've had, albeit I don't think any in focus swifts, but I have got to enjoy them for a good 10 minutes or so. So that I think is actually quite a win for a morning walk where I nearly didn't bother bringing you guys along with me. I wanted a morning where I just went out for me, but then just before I left, I was like, ooh, if I actually find something that's really nice to photograph and film, I'll be gutted, because that is normally the case. I normally come out without the camera and then find some amazing things to photograph. And again, I try to not get in the habit of thinking that it's filming for YouTube. I mean, it is for YouTube. It's more for me to play back to myself in years to come when I'm retired and it's a crappy winter's day. I can sit and watch these videos back and remember days like today where the sun is out and a cloud in the sky. Although we have had a slight breeze come in with that tide, which I'm actually quite grateful for. I was getting rather hot. I feel my knees might be getting a bit burnt, but I'll cream them up when I get home. Well, I think that is where I'm going to leave today's video. I've just got the last maybe quarter of a mile. I'm just going to walk in the water back up to the Little Hampton inlet and maybe grab a coffee from the cafe if it's open. I don't know what the time is. I left my watch at home and my phone is in my rucksack. I think the last time I looked it was about 8:30, and that's probably maybe 45 minutes ago. I'd say 45 minutes. Well, if you've liked today's video, guys, please give it a thumbs up, and if you don't subscribe, I would love you to. And if you click on that notification bell, it'll let you know next time a video is out. So until next time, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Bye for now.